All right, you guys, I am recording. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick us off. Because my kids are home, we have like 3 weeks of fall break. And so they're home, and I want to be present with them and get some work done this morning too, so we can go to the pool later. Yes, it is October 2nd, and it's like 95 degrees here in Mississippi. So we are going to go to the pool later before it does get cool. But welcome. This is the Rising Stars call, and Melanie asked me yesterday afternoon, if I could pop in here with you guys today and just give you some encouragement and some tips for ending the year strong, because yesterday started the last quarter of 2019, which I'm sure that you guys are aware of. And so I want to help you. I definitely want to help you today to really envision. If you haven't, a lot of you guys probably know what goals you're working towards, but maybe you don't. And I want to help you, set your goals, help you come up with a really, really solid action plan and give some tips to help you do that, so that you do crush your goals in 2019. And you know what? I am very much a goal getter. Didn't know that about myself really so much until I became a coach. But I love to set goals, but I have been very guilty in the past of falling in love more with the goal than actually the work that it takes to get there. And I want to kind of help you with that too, because I see a lot of coaches say that on my team, on the bigger team, they set these goals, but then when it comes down to the day to day, like they're not doing the work to get there. And I had to learn personally that the work that I do every single day, the things on the business activity tracker list, talking about coaching, learning how to do certain things, I had to fall more in love with that than I was in love with the goal. And that's whenever my business changed. That's whenever, my business started to grow consistently, not perfectly, but consistently. And so as we move into this last quarter of the year, hey guys, I really, really want to encourage you to just ask yourself, am I just setting goals and not really loving the work? Or is there a way that I can actually love to do the dailies more every single day so that the goals naturally happen? All right. So that's my little spiel about that. So with that, let's start. I want to start with just asking you about your goals, honestly. Like, are your goals that you have set for yourself, are they important to you? Or are you just reaching for goals that somebody told you to go for? And I think it's important. We all have a mentor in this business. We all have an upline. We all have, or most of us have an upline. We have someone who is teaching us and encouraging us in this business. And I want you to ask yourself, what goals are you going after right now? If you'll do this, let's interact, you guys, like in the chat bar. Tell me what your goal is for December 31st, 2019. What do you want to wake up as on January 1st, right? Tell me what your goals are. And just challenge you to ask yourself, is that a goal that I set for myself that I want to work towards? Or is that a goal that I'm just doing it because somebody basically told me to, right? And I think that it's important to do what your coach tells you to do if they really have your best interest at heart. But create goals that matter to you. Don't just set the goals, but do the work that it's going to take there to get there. And also ask yourself, awesome, 2-star Zoe. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Laura, 1-star, you want to go to NLC? Yes. And Tiffany says she wants to wake up as a 2-star diamond on. Okay. All right. In January. That's great. Amy, goal is to end the year as an elite coach. Yeah. Not just because it's the next step, but because I know I'm meant for more in this business. Absolutely. Absolutely. Elite. NLC, 5-star elite. Woohoo! Anita, you're gonna do it, girl. So yeah, guys, listen to this. I've been a coach for 5 years now. I put elite on my goal board every single year because Melanie told me I should be pushing for elite. I didn't even know what it meant. I didn't even know what it meant. I didn't know about points. I didn't know about coaches. You had to have certain on this leg and so many on this leg. I just put it on there, and I didn't even know how to work towards it. And that was not a fault of Melanie's in any way, shape, or form. It was me. I was just putting things down because I was told to put them down, and I didn't understand it. And so whenever I did start to understand it, then that's when I really started to break it down and figure out how to make it happen. So, and also, so you know what your goal is. Now I want you guys to tell me, which some of you have already done. Amy did. Why is this goal important to you? Why is 2-star important to you? Why is 1-star? Why is 5-star elite? Why is it important to you? Not only that, but how will it impact you? How will it impact your family? How will it impact your team? How will it impact just people in your, that God has given you to do life with? So if you can't associate that to your goal, then you're not going to work towards it as hard. For me, last year when we were pushing for elite, like I kind of sat on my butt for a lot of the year saying, oh, I'll do it. Oh, I'll do it. But then when I really looked at in the fourth quarter, I was like, oh my gosh, we're really close. Like I either can sit here and rest on my laurels and just do the things that are easy for me, which is run great challenge groups and hit Success Club. Or I can say like, okay, team, let's do this together. For me last year, yes, it was about rank. It was about recognition. I enjoy that. But at the same time, like when we pushed together for elite as a team, it was a team effort. It was probably, I didn't know that my team would come together that way, but I didn't know it because I wasn't putting them together that way. And so elite for me last year meant that our team did it together. It meant that I set that example that this is possible for my team members. My team members didn't even think that elite or premier was a possibility until I did it first. And that was important to me. And so this year when I'm pushing for elite, I already have honestly, I have all this month. I should have all my elite points. I need one more diamond. We've held 5-star for 6 weeks this week. So I'm really close to doing that. And I want to do it to show my team again, this is how you do it. This is what you can do. And so for me, elite has a lot to do with my team, and that's important to me. So how does I want you to think about too, as you're sitting down and you're looking at this goal and you are writing it down. Hopefully you should have this goal written down in front of you, like on your mirror. I am a 2-star coach. I am a 5-star elite team. Or, I have Post-it notes everywhere. I have little notes everywhere all over my house reminding me of certain things. But know also not just that, I already talked about the team part of it, but how does your business and your goal impact other people? Are you close to a rank advancement, but you just haven't really truly pushed for it? That affects your whole team. That affects your upline. That affects your downline. Your reaching your goals helps your team grow. So if you're not sure, like if you're sitting there kind of confused about how does me hitting 1-star help my coach, or how does me hitting 1-star help my downline coach, talk to your upline. Talk to your upline. I know that can be an awkward conversation because we make it awkward, but your goals and like me hitting 5-star last year helped Melanie Mitro a ton. When my coaches, I've had a couple rank advance to 1-star. That gave us points as a ranking in a team. Know that your goals, you reaching them and you not reaching them, has an impact on your bigger team. I knew that when I hit diamond in 2014, I did it in like 5 months. I knew that it helped Melanie hit a big goal in one of her business centers. And I also knew that when I dropped, it affected her. And I also knew that whenever I hit a goal or when I hit diamond and every time I dropped, I was setting that example for my team. And so think about that. You may be diamond or you may have dropped diamond and you may be sitting there and saying, oh, it's not that important, or I'll get it back in a couple of weeks. No, you get it back now. Tomorrow is Thursday. If you drop diamond, you do everything you can today to get it back. Why? Because you set that example for your team. Even if you don't have a team yet, your future team, you can go back and say, yeah, I dropped once, I dropped twice, or I didn't drop at all. And when I did drop, I got it back as quickly as I could because I was missing that cycle bonus. I knew it affected my upline. So think about how your goals impact your team now and honestly your future team, because you guys, if you're here in the Rising Stars, you know this, I shouldn't have to say this, but rank in this business, it does matter. And so for me personally, I've just been writing. I held 5-star early in the year and then I dropped, and I haven't pushed honestly to get it back. I've been focused on my second business center, which is great, and that helps my income goals because I am more income driven at this point than rank. But at the same time, it does matter, and I'm calling myself out on that as well. So this next thing is communicate your goals and your visions over and over and over. It's so important. Like, it's easy to say at the beginning of the year, that, you know, like, I want to be 5-star elite. And then, you know, you hit a roadblock or you have some coaches cancel and you're like, well, maybe I could be 2-star, or maybe if I just hit 1-star and I go to NLC, like, that's okay. But if you are keeping those goals and those visions close by, if you have them written in your journal or your calendar every month, if you have it written in front of you on your mirror or whatever, communicate them over and over and over to yourself and to your team. I'll tell you, one of the things that I started doing this year was creating like an elite goal board for my team. And it is on it every single month. It shows which coaches count towards our elite points. It shows which coaches are at Success Club. It shows how many elite points that we have. It shows how many new diamonds we have. And they know that they are a part of this goal together as a team. Do not, you guys, like, I'm 5 years into this. Hear me, hear me, hear me. Do not hesitate to communicate your goal with your team. They want to be a part of it. They want to know what you're working towards. Communicate it over and over and over. I'm not pressuring my team into, yes, I can, Amy. I'm not pressuring my team to hit elite. I am showing them what role they play should they choose to be a part of it, right? And so that is, and when we do hit it, when we do have like 6 coaches in Success Club, it's a huge celebration for our team. When we have somebody rank advance, it's a huge celebration, and it shows somebody else that they can do it as well. So communicate those goals and that vision over and over and over. One of the things that I did, or I've done recently, is that my second CBC, I want to get it to 2-star. That's one, honestly, that's one of my really big goals to do in the next couple of months, is to get that second CBC to 2-star so I can open a third. And so what I did was, I have those coaches in there that are either already diamond or close to diamond. I put them in a messenger pod, and I'm like, hey girls, so you guys are totally part of our team hitting this next big goal. This is one of my personal goals. And I want to know, do you want to do this with me? Do you want to push with me? Do you want to strategize together? And they were like, yes, tell me what I need to do. Nobody was like, I just don't think I can right now. If they had been, that would have been totally fine too. But everybody was like, yes, I'm on board. What do I need to do to help our team do this, right? And so, like, communicate, create messenger pods with your leaders, people who you see potential in. Because I'm telling you, I don't care if somebody's an emerald coach or a coach today, they could go diamond by November 20th, which is your goal date, right? And so, like, communicate that vision. Give weekly challenges in there. If you create a pod or in your team or wherever, do weekly challenges. Say, okay, let's see who can invite the most coaches. Share examples with your coaches in that pod of coach invites and messages that you send to people. Do a sneak peek together, like do a live call together or something like that. Push together. This is never a one-man show, and it shouldn't be, and your team does not need to see it that way. Because why? They're going to have a team someday. And if you set that example in helping your team push for elite, they're going to do the same thing, and you will have future elite coaches, right? So that is really important. Communicate over and over and over. Let me read some of these things in the bar. Oh, yes. Replace income. That's awesome. It will be the next significant step in my business. And that's important, to be reaching new goals all the time, you guys. Income goals, retiring your husband, rainbow baby. Oh, Tiffany, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. You love what you do. You want to be 2-star by New Orleans. This job helps you stay at home. That's wonderful. All that's going to keep you going, guys. Keep you going. The next thing I want to say, challenge you guys in, is, are there parts of your business that have become stale? Honestly, like, tell me in the chat bar. Are there things that you wake up and you're like, oh, I got to do that again? Or are you just going through the motions of your daily behaviors? Or, like, are you bored with your challenge groups? Are you bored with your stories? Are you bored with what you're saying in your posts? Like, are there areas that you need to shake it up? Because I've thought about this a lot recently, that, like, I get energized when I do something new in my business, whether it is buy a new preset, or whether it is, create a new, Anita's on here. We both started using Flowdesk recently, and I love it. Like, it gave me this fire to, like, it's an email campaign, and I can share the link with you guys if you need it. But it's an email campaign, and it's gorgeous, and it's simple, and it's really easy to use, and it's not a huge investment. And so, like, I started using Flowdesk, and I've just been like blasting out the emails, and it gave me this new energy, and it's fun and exciting. So, like, are there parts of your business that have become stale? Because I guarantee you, if you're bored with parts of it, then the people who are following you or part of your family are bored with it too. All right. And on that same note, like, are you getting results? This is a big thing. In the last quarter, what do you want to do with your fitness, with your body, with your results? Are you halfway through MM100 and you've stopped following the meal plan? Are you committing to 6 weeks of the work? Whatever it is, like, do you need to do a 3-day refresh? Or maybe you do an ultimate reset this month, or whatever it is. Like, if you're just kind of going through the motions in your business, in all parts of your business, then you're probably not getting a lot of traction and a lot of growth. So what do you need to do to shake it up? Because, like I said, if you're bored, then the people who are following you are bored as well. And so maybe you need to rebrand yourself a little bit. You know, for me, I realized last month that I was really just kind of going through the motions in creating my content and the themes of my challenge groups. I've used that mompreneur thing and it's great. I love it. It's very valuable, but I was just doing whatever she suggested to do. And I get a fire in my belly. I get a fire in my marketing. I get a fire in my content whenever I am marketing to my people. And so, like, this month, like, I've had so many people message me, even my challengers, and say, Rachel, you know, like, it's just too complicated to make a meal plan, to come up with recipes and things. And I find myself saying over and over, no, it's so simple. Just do the basic things, like boil some eggs, eat some tomatoes, like, you know, like, just keep it basic. And so, like, I created my theme for my boot camp this month is Basic Babes Boot Camp. Okay. It's kind of a mouthful, but that is what I'm just going to talk about, like, how you can be healthy and fit in the midst of the holidays. You can be healthy and fit with soccer games, with you know, football, with, you know, camping, whatever, and just keep it basic, keep it simple, sister. Right? That's what you say? So, like, I'm excited about that theme again. I'm not just running a fall fitness boot camp. Like, I'm actually talking to my people. And so get excited about what you're doing. Shake it up. So I want you guys to tell me, nobody said it yet, drop in the comments, like, what do you need to shake up? Is it your fitness? Is it your content? Is it your challenge groups? Is it your coach trainings? Is it your team page? Is it your nutrition? Like, do you need to use the nutrition app to track your food, to get focused? Because when you get results, and when you know you're doing the things that you're telling other people to do, you have so much more confidence in this business, and confidence generates results, you guys, in all areas of our business and our life. Okay. Yes. Coach trainings. All right, Tiffany. Laura, nutrition. Yes. Do it. Buckle down, put your head down and set a goal for this week. We're halfway through, but that doesn't mean you can't just say, okay, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this is what my nutrition is going to look like. If you don't have a meal plan yet for the rest of the week, make one. Talk about it in your stories. Talk about it in your challenge groups, and be honest with people. Be real with people and get results, right? Like, that's what makes the best kind of coach. So shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Anita, your challenge groups have not enjoyed checking in there. So actually I already have a plan in place to ramp up myself, my coaches, and challengers. That's good. Yeah, Anita, like, I think I've shared this with you. I was doing, like, nightly check-ins in my challenge groups, and it was so boring. Like, it was so boring. There were, like, the same 2 people doing it every night, which, you know, and then sometimes it was nobody, and I wasn't even checking in. And I was like, this is such a waste of my time. So what I did was I created a Google Doc and a Google form, and I send it to my challengers every week. And still, not everybody fills it out, but the people who want the accountability do. And it's a lot less work for me. And it honestly, I think, is just not so mundane. And it has become a really good way for me to check in with my challengers, and I love it. I look forward to reading them. Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. So take it up. How was that? Next thing is, we talked about goals. Yes, I can do that, Zoe. I will absolutely do that. Let me make a list. Y'all may have to remind me what you need me to share. So you need, what was the first thing? Oh, okay, my elite goal board for team. Yeah, you can, babe. Lotus. Matt's making a shake, so I'm going to write while he does that. Can you hurry up? Okay. And then the Google form. Okay. All right. So we have our goals. We know why we're going to do it. We know we're going to identify where we're getting a little stale in our business, right? Who says you can't end the last 3 months like so much more excitingly than you began the first 3 months, right? Do you know your dates? This is really important, you guys. So for 2-star, for 5-star, for 1-star, whatever you're pushing towards. And even if you don't hit 5-star or 2-star, you hit 1-star, whatever, you have a qualifying date before the end of the year. Make sure you know what those dates are, all right? November 20th, November 21st, I think is the day you have to wake up at the rank that you want to be, and then you have to hold it for 6 weeks, right? Honestly, you guys, like, let me tell you, don't do what I did last year. I think last year the qualifying date was Thanksgiving Day. And let me tell you, that was a little bit stressful. And Thanksgiving Day last year was also my son's birthday. So like spending that time on the computer that morning to make sure everything was in place. And then like we accidentally dropped one week and there was something that happened where I had to fix it. It was like very, very stressful. So know your dates, like your goal by date, and then back it up. Please back it up, and aim to hit it earlier so that you're not scrambling and it's not stressful during the holidays. I really wish they had qualifications at a different time of year, but they don't. So like just know what date you have to be there. Reverse engineer it. If you need 2 new diamonds, or you need, some coaches yourself, like reverse engineer it and do it with your team. Set this date. Hey, Tracy, you're going to be diamond by, October 31st. Let's push for that goal, and reverse engineer it. What do we need to do to get there? You need to recruit every week. You need 2 coaches a week. You need to activate some coaches who have gone inactive. Here's how we can do that. And definitely know your date, and then reverse engineer when you're going to do that. For me personally, for my goal of 2-star in my second CBC, I'm pushing for that date by Halloween, because that gives us plenty of time to hold it and lock it in and secure it before the end of the year. So if you have questions about that, definitely let me know, but it's all in your Coach Online office. And then next, after you do that, do identify what are your non-negotiables. For me, I had to get really serious with myself about what I was doing daily, and I've had to do this multiple times in my business, and set kind of some non-negotiables. Obviously, you guys, if you're not completing the business activity tracker every day at this point, you really need to reevaluate like what's your focus in this business, because that comes first. I fill out my tracker every single day. And lately, I started using, I don't know if you guys saw it, somebody created this like Success Club BAT app, and it just is, it's just check boxes that are on the BAT, and that helps me because I'm really bad to not want to do it unless I can check it off. And so like I take that with me wherever I go. And if I recognize somebody in my stories, I can check that off. And so like that helps me mentally. I'm so OCD. Okay, hold on. At least he's drinking it, right? Okay. They're good? All right. So definitely set your non-negotiables. The BAT should be a non-negotiable. Why? Even if it's easy for you to hit Success Club and you just throw out a post or a story and you get Success Club, you still got to do the daily things. Why? Because you're leading by example, right? And if I don't do those things on the business activity tracker, my team's not going to do them. So that's important. Also, how are you tracking? If you're not tracking, that is going to be a big problem, a big area of honestly failure in this business. Like if I don't track who I talk to, who I add, who I communicate with, then I'm not hitting those goals. And you'll find that if you're not tracking on a daily basis and you start, you're going to get to Success Club faster. You're going to recruit coaches faster. All right. So make sure you're tracking. Also, when it comes to your non-negotiables, who's holding you accountable? Are you just saying I'm doing them and doing them some days, but not other days because nobody knows. Like, we have new coach training. I participate in my new coach training. I ask my coaches for their daily BAT, and I post mine as well. We're in that the Teamwork Made the Dream Work group with Melanie. And honestly, I don't post it in there every day because I forget, but I do it in my coach training. So who's holding you accountable for the daily behaviors? If you don't have a group, if you're not plugged into that group or a group, or if you don't have an accountability partner, get one. You're not going to end strong if you're not holding yourself accountable in these areas. So to identify what your daily non-negotiables are. For me, it's completing my tracker. It is also it's also like inviting every day to something in my stories. Like, I don't let a day go by unless I invite to something. And honestly, I just pretty much alternate between coaching and challenge groups, right? So those are kind of my business non-negotiables. Weekly, like, what are you doing in your business weekly? Do you have a system for serving your people, for creating content, for being really focused in these areas? Some of the things that I do weekly, non-negotiables, are I connect one-on-one with at least 5 to 10 challengers, probably more. Honestly, I run awesome challenge groups. I love my challenge groups. I invest my heart and my soul into them. That's non-negotiable for me. The people God has given me to serve, I have to serve them before I go looking for other new people, right? Where I don't have that confidence. I do a weekly email kind of newsletter thing for my customers. I send them recipes. I send them a story about what's happening in my life. I send information about new programs. I share tips. I'll share my Spotify playlist today. Last week I shared a podcast and a personal development book with them. But I'm always communicating with the people who are already in my business, and that makes me more confident in bringing new people in. And honestly, it helps me convert customers to coaches. Like I said, weekly, I send that customer health assessment to my customers so that they have a place to check in. And every week I have to be inviting to coaching. Those are weekly non-negotiables. Monthly, I create a calendar for me and my team. If you're not doing this yet, if you don't have a team, it doesn't matter. Get in the habit of doing it. Make a calendar for you and for your team to guide your business. Make it interactive. So I'm going to say, when is my challenge group starting? When are my coach sneak peeks? And honestly, I do those coach sneak peeks for my team. So those are things that I do every single month so that I can help them grow their business, and so that they'll do the same things for their team in the future, and stick to it. When I make a calendar, I'm really bad to have all these great ideas and not follow through on them. So I don't put anything on there that I know I'm not going to stick to, right? And so, make a monthly marketing calendar. It helps you know what you're inviting to, and you never have to wonder what your marketing strategy is. And so that will give you confidence as a leader and in doing the things that you want your team to do as well. Make sure that you have visual reminders. We all should, if you're going for elite, for 2-star, you should have that written somewhere in your house. You should have, motivational quotes. For me, I put scripture in different places, like the daily behaviors. If you have trouble inviting people every day, write that down on your bathroom mirror. I will invite 5 people today. If you have trouble following up or tracking, write that somewhere. I will track today. But make sure you have those visual reminders, or you're going to be going about day-to-day life, or you're going to get discouraged and you're just going to forget about it, and you're not going to do the work that it takes to get there. And then the really and truly the biggest thing that I feel like a lot of coaches don't do, and that I have struggled with as I've grown my business, is reflection. Reflect. Look back over the last 3 months, over the last 9 months, whatever, however far back you want to go. Have you set a goal to be 2-star, to be 5-star, to be whatever, over and over and over every month, and you haven't hit it? Then, obviously this business takes time to grow, but if you're starting at ground zero every month and you're not getting anywhere, that's a problem. That's a problem. And it's okay. It's not irreversible. Like Melanie says, I like to say, everything is figure outable, but if you're not reflecting if you're not looking back and saying, did I fill out this tracker? Are there any names on my tracker from last week, from last month? Did I miss some days? Like, you know, that is very telling, and not telling in a poo-poo, you shouldn't be doing this kind of way. It's telling in a, this is what I need to work on. This is good. If I look back and I say, hey, I didn't do those things, then that's okay. It doesn't mean I suck. It means I can do those things from now on and my business will grow, right? So you have to evaluate in order to move forward, but you have to be willing to fix what's not working or fix what you're not doing, all right? So like, get really honest with yourself about your business. Have I really recruited? Did I even run a coaching opportunity last month? Did I invite anybody to coaching last week? Do I start a new coach training and then I fizzle out on them when they stop showing up, right? Just do a gut check with yourself and be honest with yourself. Be willing to do the work. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate in going after your goal. I will tell you, this time last year, 5-Star Elite was a long shot for us. We had the pieces in place, but I had not been pushing and growing and training my team in the way that I needed to. And I had to reflect and realize that. And then when I did, when I started to talk about the goal, when I started to train my coaches better, more consistently, guys, we hit it. Like, we hit it at the end of the year. And if I had not reflected and said, Rachel, you're not doing these things, you need to be doing these things, then we never would have gotten there. So be really honest with yourself. And honestly, like, don't watch TV. Like, if you're binge watching, you know, This Is Us or Friends or whatever, instead of working your business, like, and you find that that's a problem, when you reflect, say, I'm not going to watch Friends until I hit 2-star or 3-star or 5-star, you know, like, I mean, seriously, like, you kind of have to discipline yourself, right? And it's really fun for me. Like, I have a goal and I get to 2-star, like, I want to go buy something, you know, like, I mean, I kind of have this goal in place for when I do that. So incentivize yourself a little bit and expect it to be hard. Like, expect changing behaviors and habits is hard. And that is all that this business is, you guys. It's establishing new habits, new behaviors, falling in love with the work that you do every single day, and just waking up and doing it every single day, and keeping it exciting and keeping it going forward. And I'll tell you, like I said, I have not been 5-star in a while because my strong leg coaches just aren't there. And I can just sit there and say, okay, I'm just not going to be that, or I can say I'm going to replace them, you know, or I'm going to see what's going on and see how I can help them get back to diamond, or, you know, like, I'm definitely focusing on my second business center, but I also want to not neglect my first. And so those are just kind of some of my struggle areas. And I hope that helps, because I'm very imperfect in this business. Okay, that's kind of all I have. Like, does anybody want to talk, ask me questions? Do you want to share anything that's working for you? I love this business because we do, like, share so many ideas. Anybody? Okay. Is that helpful? A little bit? A little bit of pep talk. Probably nothing you haven't heard before, honestly. Good. Thanks, Anita. Brand. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. You guys all are in success pods, right? Push pods kind of thing. Yeah. Anita made me think about that. Anita and I have been in one together for a long time. All right. Good deal. Okay. Well, go do the things. If you want to share in Rising Stars, like, your reflections, what your goals are, like, what you need to change, what you need to shake up, like, please do encourage somebody else. Okay. All right, you guys. Bye.